Frankly, I
Probably a good
prefer
idea.
Final Destination.
I was going to make that joke, and God damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews, now officially free of Chris Chibnall for 3 whole weeks edition.
But not free of Ravenbeak for the next 3 weeks.
Or indeed the next 90 minutes, because...
If you want to know the deal with Ravenbeak, please check out Frezno's Day 2, where we play Metroid Fusion, and my entire goddamn chat simped for Ravenbeak.
Shameless plug alert.
Have you seen Ravenbeak? He's just so amazing. And muscular and handsome.
Do you know who
held on the show, Rain?
Do you know
holding it in?
Do you know who really basically Gutenberg star Ravenbeak? That's who. So
trying to hold it in.
Joining me, God damn it, shut up, to talk about Battlefield. I'm joined by my 2 digital co-hosts and a special guest. Firstly, to my virtual left, weather permitting, it's freezing inferno.
Oh, don't even joke about that shit.
Do you know who wouldn't allow himself to be taken off the air by a power cut? Ravenbeak.
You know who wouldn't be corpsing through the entire intro? Ravenbeak.
Yeah.
That's true, too. Hi, everybody.
To my virtual right, as of this weekend, she has yet another reason to hate Jeff Bezos when her Christmas present to me arrived broken in transit. It's Kat.
This is a true story.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She bought me a lovely Christmas present and it arrived in several pieces.
Bezos!
God damn it, Bezos.
And our special guest, after several months in the making, it's MichaelWhovian, better known as Mike.
Hello.
Welcome to the fun party.
Oh,
And
please leave your sanity at the door. Ravenbeak will be taking.
I've lost my sanity several years ago, Kat.
Do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That's the sound of somebody regretting his decisions in life.
You hear that, folks? That's the sound of a long-time listener to Doctor Who reviews.
Yes.
Did someone say regretting the decisions in life?
Dick pics.
I barely heard that, but I know what that was.
It has been a calendar year since I did the Monster Pond stream. I still am haunted by this, and now I'm additionally haunted by
Oh my
Ravenbeak.
god! It has been a calendar.
Hey, Frezno, what's your opinion on Jesse Cox?
He's alright, I guess.
Jesse Cox is a furry.
Thank you, Kat.
Thank you, Kat.
I also have this.
I know this website that lets you hire clowns, firefighters, doctors, and tuxedo guys. It's called definitely not strippers.com, and it's 100% legit.
Jesus Christ. I said it before and I'll say it again. How the fuck of that stream did you archive?
The first
the whole
hour
thing?
is just Kat just going through every monster from.
Yeah. Clip that, clip that. I'll have use for that later.
Well, at least, thankfully, I can deal with this now, because if I had to deal with Chibnall and this, I would have cracked like an egg a long time ago. But thankfully, as the wonderful Gordon Ramsay would say, delicious, finally some good fucking food.
Yeah.
Finally, Ray
Finally.
manages to break his curse by picking something that is totally not just the flux, but none better.
Wait, you're telling me this story has nostalgia and callbacks for another era of the show, and it has themes and messages and plot of its very own to stand on its own 2 legs?
Yes.
And you know what? Funnily enough, it also has strong female characters, including a woman of color who manages to be one of the stars of the show.
Wow.
What?
That's serious Bella erasure there, but I'll let it slide.
Also, Rainiac's finally broken his tradition of picking stories that either have one bad thing in them or.
Well, no, he didn't.
No, I
Mike.
didn't.
No, he
he
didn't.
didn't.
Well.
In my defense, I've not seen this one before, so I can hardly be blamed for this. But,
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about that, and I mean, this is a fantastic story, but also that is inexcusable, and we have to big oof that.
It is, but it's also not nearly as bad as.
Yeah.
You're right. For one thing, the character immediately apologizes afterward.
Yeah.
Plus, technically, she was being mind fucked.
So there's even so, yikes. But
Yeah.
Battlefield, the opening to season 26, the last classic series of the show, the final Sylvester McCoy season with Ace as companion, and it's a pretty good story. I think it's sort of high to mid-range McCoy. It's not one of the, I don't think it's considered one of the all-time classics, but it's not in the same breath as, say, Time in the Ronnie. In fact, why don't we look live and see what everyone's favorite and most accurate poll ranked Battlefield? 159th place.
Bullshit.
It is worse than Voyage of the Damned, Dinosaurs on the Spaceship.
Look,
Black
it doesn't
Orchid,
matter because it's
The
still going to be
Awakening.
worse than according to that poll.
Correct.
How? What? Frezno, could you look at the poll? Is that worse than Shakespeare Code?
Let's see. Is it worse than Shakespeare Code? It is worse than Shakespeare Code. It is about Shakespeare Code is about 50 points or so higher.
50?
Oh my God.
That's just for a random selection. Yeah. But Battlefield is a pretty good serial, and especially a nice breath of fresh air, given that we have survived the final Flux event, as it were.
Oh, so we're the true survivors of the Flux.
Yeah, the universe didn't survive it, but we did.
I made that joke when I ranted that Survivors of the Flux in my blog post. I was like, the real Survivors of the Flux was us for surviving Chibnall's shitty ass writing, but we're free of said writing for a couple of weeks. So let's talk instead about Battlefield. And hey, look, who's that in the opening of Battlefield? Why, I think that's a special guest star that we know from Doctor Who history.
Nope, never heard of him.
It's the Brigadier, but not the one you were expecting.
Older man Brigadier.
The former Brigadier.
Yes.
Retired
Lethbridge Stewart, who people would have last seen in the one Black Guardian art story of the Fifth Doctor that we haven't covered yet, despite covering the rest of them in reverse, Modern Undead.
Was that before or after Five Doctors?
It was slightly before. Five
Before.
Doctors. It's part of season 20. It's what leads into it introduces Turlo, so it leads into Terminus and Enlightenment.
So the last one would be Five Doctors then.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot he was in Five Doctors.
How could you forget when he knocks out the Master with one punch?
I remember now. Nice to see you again.
Bang!
Well, as always correct, not truly villainous TARDIS Wiki says, it was indeed the Five Doctors.
They're right.
So,
Finally, we get to return to it.
What? Oh my God! My brain just did a roll because I just realized. So he retires. He's already retired in Madrid. Then in Five Doctors, he's back in unit, and then by Battlefield, he's out of unit again.
No. Five Doctors is his retirement day.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's on. So it's actually set before Modern Undead, where he's retired and he's a teacher. Slight spoilers for the Brigadier situation in Modern Undead, but it's 40 years old. Who gives a shit? There's a bird man who goes ha ha ha. Some shit.
I don't know. Some people might be very into that Birdman.
Birdman!
Oh my God, we both did that. Now I'm mirroring you. Fuck.
Welcome to the podcast, Mike.
So the Brigadier's here with his wife buying trees, and this episode set a record because we have the old Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, but we also have the new unit with their own new Brigadier, and hey, they choose to introduce the new Brigadier to us.
This is Brigadier Winifred Bamborough.
Yeah, then yes, but like you're the guest. I'm gonna give you the first.
Oh,
slice of pie
God.
Here. How do they introduce the Brigadier Bambera in the show?
So we have her second in command on the radio going, come in, Brigadier, we need you for a minute. And in comes in through a side mirror, Brigadier Bambera. Can't hit the button.
Doctor Who Mirror Alert. Doctor Who Mirror Alert.
I love how Mike called to hit the button. He's already fit right in here.
That felt so good.
Wasn't it just? Don't you see how I do this every week? It's addictive, isn't it?
Yeah, that can get addictive.
But this has to set a record from 0 to Doctor Who Mirror Alert. 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the episode, we get a mirror shot.
Now all we need is the opening shot of an episode to be a mirror.
Oh, I'm sure there's some.
I'm sure that somewhere that's happened.
There has to be.
It has happened. Does nobody remember the snake that was trapped in a circle of mirrors?
Yeah, but that was at the end of
the opening shot, though.
Oh, opening shot
of an episode. Yeah.
I thought you said ending shot.
No.
Maybe like one of the Snake Dance cliffhangers where Tegan was in the House of Mirrors.
Also, we will never forget that cliffhanger. Thanks.
Which one?
The Mara.
Oh, well, yeah.
Kinder. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. There's also a glowy sword on the go here, and a crystal ball. So there's the plot is kicking off in this.
I would like to say, this is me being weird again, but when I first saw this, I was like, "Is that Excalibur?"
I mean, that's not unusual. A magic sword, usually Excalibur.
Yeah.
What's freaking hilarious is I've heard that. I was like, I've heard that effect before. Like, I've heard that effect before. Someone's used it. And I heard it as it repeated again and again. I'm like, wait a minute. Frezno's used that before. That's the Call to Grand Bank.
No, wait. The Call to Grand Bank is from the opening of Tamagarani.
Oh.
I don't know what this effect
I
is.
thought it was that. It sounded familiar to me.
I mean, they probably reused it, so
Probably.
you're probably not wrong.
We've got mood lighting in the TARDIS, which is really neat.
This is, for this being the last time we see the original TARDIS, like the original classic TARDIS, and them basically have torn down the set.
Yeah.
Is it bad to say that this with it having mood lighting and the light, coming off the console, that this is probably the best that particular console has ever looked?
I mean, that console always looks good in mood lighting. Look at Legopolis or what the fuck? I don't know. There was another one that has it with Peter Davison.
Oh.
I don't know, but
Don't look at me.
So we also have a line that got nicked for Day of the Doctor.
Oh,
Isn't that great? Yeah, McCoy is talking and says, there's a cry for help across the universe, across the line that divides one universe from another or something. And that specific line is used in that big scene where all the doctors come in Day of the Doctor. That's the specific
all right. I didn't catch that.
Across the boundaries that divide one universe from another.
Again, a better serial than the Flux was.
Yes,
I mean, a better serial than most, because that's the Day of the Doctor. It's fantastic.
So there's a cry for help coming in from planet Earth, and the Doctor and Ace go to investigate, and, well, there's something going on. Because they hop out of the TARDIS. I might be skipping some shit here, but they hop out and they try to hitch a ride. And Bambera and Coach just right by him.
Yeah.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, that shame line is interesting because originally the character was written to be Caribbean.
Oh.
And apparently that shame thing is a common affectation in the Caribbean, or they thought it was or something. So
I mean,
when they
shame.
found they cast Angela Bruce as Bambera, they were quite surprised.
I mean, oh shame sounds an awful lot like a certain other word that begins with SH that you could say as an exclamation of dang. Sucks.
Oh, sugar.
Yes.
Oh, Shinespark?
Yes. Okay, Ravenbeak, calm down.
Ravenbeak would have been able to say the word no matter what.
This podcast brought to you by Metroid Dread. So...
This podcast brought to you by Ravenbeak. Ravenbeak is fantastic.
Hashtag not an ad. So, Bambera just drives right
This
by them.
podcast also brought to you by Back to the 11th Hour by Chris McTeague.
Yes! But
Co-writer is Ravenbeak.
Hey, Mike, have you read the book yet?
I don't have a tablet to read it.
Fair.
You can do it online on your computer. I'll show you how later.
Okay.
No excuses.
Well,
Read the book.
He's just been coerced into buying and reading the book. But
After
we tell
after
him
a
to
so
every week.
yeah, we told you every week. I should
Hey!
hope so.
No, thanks to Frezno, I bought Elizabeth Sandifer's first book. It's amazing.
I mean, that's also a very good purchase.
if we get away from plugging our friends' books for a moment and just get back to the story at hand. Can we do that?
So there's another book that's really good.
Mike, don't push it. So yeah, but Bambera drives past them. They then hitch a ride with Peter Walmsley, who's an archaeologist. And he arrives at dig site and is like, oh, where are all these soldiers here for? Unit has invaded the dig site.
All this archaeology.
And then we get a great bit where the Doctor tries to introduce himself to the Brigadier, and the Brigadier's not having any of it.
I kind of love that after all the he like the scene right before that when he's like, oh great, I know I have them somewhere. It's pulls up, handing him to Ace. It's like, oh wait, takes off his hat and then out pulls these clearly brand new binders. Looks at him and is like, here we go. You hold this, Ace. And if anyone asks, you change like me. Let's go.
The hell's Elizabeth Shaw? Just pretend you're a physicist.
Yeah.
We should also mention a slight thing, a slight little important thing, which is the fucking robot knight that comes crashing down from space like a meteor.
I was getting to that, but yes.
Oh no! Oh, Doctor, it's when the world stood still. Run! Don't listen to them. Run!
Sky rockets
no.
in flight. Afternoon delight.
We also should mention a line that would have been innocuous on transmission. Is horrifying in concept today. Bambera is talking to her second in command, and I've got the transcript up here.
Uh-oh.
And she hears the noise of the knight coming down, and she's like, "What was that? A low flying jet?" And then she says, and I'm quoting from the transcript itself, "Not this far south. Ray's division. Get them to check the flight paths."
Oh!
Tech-Toon was behind it all! It was Tech-Toon all along, motherfuckers!
She founded Unit, not the Grand Serpent after all.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes. So, the pets get confiscated by Bambera, who's like, not fussed.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Mood. Oh,
She actually left.
God.
She actually left.
don't worry. She did
Look
this
at
last...
what you've done.
She did this last week, too. Don't worry.
Did one last week.
Okay, so, Bambera confiscates the Bambera confiscates the passes. The second in command is like, hang on a minute, I remember Unit's scientific advisor. He has a tendency to change his face and attract trouble. So the Brigadier's like, maybe we can use him. So While that's going on, the robot knight falls from the sky, and then we have a meeting of characters at the Gorkrow Hotel. What kind of a name of a hotel is this?
Aka, motherfuckers.
Oh, I'm staying at the Gorkrow this weekend.
It's better than the Tank Dove.
Merry Christmas, Tank.
I'm having a good week.
Yeah.
I'm glad you are. I've been panicking over Christmas things not being done in time, but anyway.
Oh, that's a constant mood. I still need to send out some of my holiday cards, and I'm like, I usually double them as New Year cards too, so I'm not gonna worry just yet.
So we've already met one person of color, a woman of color in this so far. How about another one?
Hey.
How about Shu?
Show Young. If I'm saying that
Show.
right?
I think it's Show Young. Yeah.
Xiao Young.
And she's in this basically to be Ace's friend.
Ace's friend, you say?
Well, they start off friendly.
No, I mean, it's like Ace sure gets a lot of lady friends in these stories.
Oh, I see.
Wait till you people fucking see Survival.
I've watched Survival from start to finish, but you're right.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
yeah, we get to look forward to Ace being a lesbian furry.
Thankfully, that's not for a while, but
Jesse Cox is a furry. No, Ace is a furry, not Jesse Cox.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, I just wanted to get you to say that so then I can clip that now.
Next week, Sylvester McCoy.
We gotta save our McCoys, Mike. We only got 2 left. We gotta save them. I mean, we had to pull one of these out as Chibnall Detox.
we have 2 left, and one of them's not very good. So
Also, we get the older Brigadier in the garden, and Geneva calls about the doctor, and he's like, "I'm retired. I'm not coming in." Oh, they mentioned something about the doctor.
Tim Allen noise.
Why did I just do a Tim Allen noise? I was trying to do what?
I have no idea.
I just, to me, this is the point where I started, just smiling and realizing, yeah, this is what I remember. This is the Brigadier. This is the Brigadier of how he should have been. How he should be in the new series. I'm retired. What are you talking about? I'm done with all that. Well, you see, your friend over in France, like Sergeant Benton, something's like, screw it. One more time.
Well, I mean, we got the one more time for the Brigadier in the Sarah Jane show.
Yeah.
Which
You guys, I'm retired, so I can't really help you. The doctor's involved. And then he just, cocks his guns, where do I go?
Spoiler alert, he's a badass in that story because he shoots an alien dead in the face.
Goddamn.
Who's impersonating a unit commander at the time.
So, back in the Gorkrow, there's a great scene where it's just like, oh.
So he shot the Grand Serpent in the face, is what you're saying, Ryan?
Oh my god.
Ah!
No.
I wish.
Honestly, I could definitely see that happening if the two ever met. The Grand Serpent would come up and be like, "Hi, my name is whatever his name was, Prentice."
Yeah.
And, the Brigadier would just be like, "Nope."
Well, they build up to it because it's fairly obvious that he and the Brigadier don't get along. Even before it's revealed he's an alien. And he actually gives him a warning, and then when he transforms into his alien, he goes, "I warned you!" Bang! It's just stone cold.
Goddamn. So there's a great bit at the Gorkrow where Xiao Young is like, "Oh, I'll have a vodka tonic," and the doctor orders a glass of wine, and he's like, "Oh, I'll have a vodka Ace glass of lemonade, please." And speaking of things I love, the innkeeper, I guess Pat, is like, "Okay, that'll be £5," and well, I'm getting on a side tangent, but what's interesting about the story is that the old unit stories of the 70s were sort of set 5 minutes in the future, and nebulous. We don't know what year it is, but it's probably not the current year, which laughs in unit dating, but this one is kind of sort of set like that too. As the Doctor has a line about it. This is a couple years in your future, so it's paralleling that. But anyway, the innkeeper is like, okay, that'll be £5, and Ace like, £5 for a drink? What the fuck happened to the country? And the Doctor's like, that won't be a problem. And he empties his pockets, and there's all these alien coins. There's like a little spider robot.
Yeah.
An inflation joke in my Doctor Who, but Doctor Who was never political.
Oh boy.
Welcome to the podcast, Mike.
So, Frez, I think we need to vote now if we're going to replace Brainiac with Mike. All in favor say aye.
Well, I mean, Brainiac does all the editing and shit, so...
Wait, you're right, shit. We'll replace you with Mike, then.
Yeah. You'll never break me out. You'll never contain me in this mirror. It's my natural habitat.
Oh, for God's sakes. So... but you're right. Pat's the name of the landlord. His wife's interesting. Because she's blind.
Which, this is the focal point for a really great scene later in the episode.
Yeah, but she's also slightly psychic.
Well, I don't know if she's slightly psychic. It's just, it might be, oh yeah, because of the scabbard on the wall that Wormsley dug up.
Well, I hate to contradict you, Frez, but TARDIS Wiki, which is never wrong, says she is psychic.
Is the actress here actually blind, or is she just faking it?
I'm pretty sure she's faking because of what happens in episode 3.
Ah, okay.
But it's
like,
a question.
Did they give her like contacts, or was she just like staring blankly?
I think she was just staring blankly.
Ah, okay.
What's the name of the actress? June Bland.
June Bland.
Was June Bland blind? That's a bit of a mouthful. It would seem she is not, no.
Okay.
But it's a fair question.
Fair shake, yeah.
But the Doctor has a conversation with her, and she's talking about the scabbard and how she can't see it, but she can feel it, which is probably where they get she's psychic from, which isn't the same thing, really.
No, not really.
What is this, a Stephen King novel?
Oh no,
wait,
Doctor! Oh no, Doctor!
Yeah.
We've landed
the little
in Maine.
girl?
Hey, you know what other story, TV movie based on a Stephen King thing, had a blind psychic girl in it?
The Langoliers!
Oh no!
We're right back! Keeping the Trump alive!
Oh god! All we need is Dean Stockwell to show up, and then oh god!
I mean, he is in the Langoliers!
Oh god!
This is a good day. This is a very good day.
So, we actually jumped the gun a bit about the robot knight crashing into the barn, because that happens when Ace and Shuyi are outside.
Well, that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, because Ace and Shuyi are outside having a conversation.
Oh, this is great. They're talking about blowing shit up. It's so cute.
Yeah.
I love them. This
is where the famous boom line comes from.
Can we talk about the scene right before this?
We certainly can.
Bam Bear goes off to go see the Bam Bear goes off to see the TARDIS. You hear her second command go, "If the Doctor's here, then you will see a blue box." She slams on her brakes and goes, "What?" Turns around, it's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Bam Bear is great.
Yeah.
She is perfectly cast.
While all this is happening, more knights have been coming from space. And they've got laser guns, but they also get into just regular-ass sword fights. And, meanwhile, I'm just passing through part 1. Meanwhile, we've been getting the old Brig, ready to join the action. So he's in uniform, he's got his sidearm, he's got his pointy stick, and a helicopter comes to pick him up. And luckily, it's not piloted by Ernst Stavro Blofeld from remote control.
That's a reference.
Don't worry, Rainiac. I'll buy you a delicatessen in stainless steel.
Oh my god!
Uh,
Worst final words ever.
so that sets us up, and that gets us to the boom, boom, boom story, and it's paralleled with shots of the knights fighting and a grenade getting shot. And just as Ace says the final boom, the grenade explodes, and one of the knights flies up. And Kat, I think if you put the thing on the soundboard that I sent you earlier, I think this is the time to deploy it.
What? Okay, that's strangely an anticlimax compared to what I was thinking it might be, but
That's right, because the grenade blows up and he just fucking flies through the air and he crashes into the barn.
I
That's all
just,
I can think of.
I just love that scene of you see it explode, and then you see him just like stumble back, jump. He's just
yeah, and then some very bad effects propel him through the air into the bar.
So so our cliffhanger then, the doctor has heard this commotion and heads into the barn and sees the collapsed knight, and oh, that's not a robot, it's a dude. And the dude wakes up and immediately says, "Oh, Merlin, is that you?" Merlin? Fuck.
Yeah, get ready to
And then
hear about Merlin a lot in this.
And you would not believe this yelling that started as soon as I heard that line.
Why yelling?
Because I was right, it was Excalibur.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
He even knows the TARDIS, the many names, the many faces, and he just goes and he looks up to the doctor and he goes, "Is it time? What are you talking about? What time for? Is it time that we go and use Excalibur? The time for victory."
And so our cliffhanger then, Bambera first comes in to arrest everybody.
Yeah.
But then some more knights come in to kill everybody. Dun dun dun!
And that's the cliffhanger for part 1.
So part 2 then, well, we find out who's in charge of the knights that want to kill everybody.
It's
And
Mordred.
Hey, look at that. Not a surprise, considering that we had Excalibur and Merlin. Oh wow, we're getting more Arthurian mythology on the go here. Dun, dun, dun.
This is when I just start. This is around the point where I just started smiling. I watched the episode twice. I watched it once to just get, and then the second time I took the notes, but the first time it just made me smile. This was the point where I just had this perpetual grin across my face. And Rainiac is about to go.
Oh my god. The people at home have no idea what's happening.
Oh, they will when I put it on the screen.
Okay, it's on the screen. I don't need to read it out. Good. Okay, you got the screenshot. So, how do we escape the knights who are about to kill everybody? Well, it's a Sylvester McCoy story, so he just bluffs a whole entire thing out of his ass and just is like, "Oh, don't fuck with me! I'm Merlin, and I'm gonna get you if you don't fuck off!"
He gets a great line where he says, now go away before I do something to you.
Yeah. And, what in the fuck?
I fear clicking that play button.
I mean, I can't.
I wouldn't click it now. It's a very long song.
I can't because it will go through into the VOD. So
So there's a great bit here where the doctor's like, "Okay, well, we escaped these guys, so let's head out." And so the doctor heads out, Ace heads out, Xiaoyang heads out, and Ansel tries to head out, but Bear grabs him and is like, "Oh no, you fucking don't!" And then they start just beating the shit out of each other.
yeah,
He insulted me like, "Oh, pet is like peasant," and how dare you? And then you just see the two fight.
yeah, it's been better than that. It's like, I don't answer to peasants. You'll answer to me. And she just tackles him to the ground.
Wait, hang on. You're saying that there's two people fighting?
Hi, Bob Mute. How you doing?
And then you have the doctor look to Ace as they're walking away. It's like, should we do something? It's like, oh, they're just exchanging information. It'll be fine. That's fine.
Kelly, your son of revenge.
Let's just leave them to it.
But yeah, but Mordred is doing some bullshit because he's got his sword and he's in a place with this portal to another dimension or whatever, and the scabbard starts to go ape shit because Mordred, if you know about Arthurian mythology, oh, he's just like the second in command. He's got some shall we say parental issues.
He also killed Arthur.
He's summoning mommy. He's summoning mommy.
Yep. After 10,000 years, she's free. Well, 1,200.
And I have to give props to the actor for Mordred because he really nails the fucking evil, over the top evil cackle.
He is just a cartoon villain.
He's just like, like it's
I almost thought he was going to start doing pratfalls onto the freaking floor.
we gave Sean Dillon's evil cackle a 5 out of 7. This is what?
You know what he kind of reminded me of a little bit?
That
Loki from the Avengers.
Yeah. That's not a bad comparison.
Just that, that sort of person who would go up and be like, I am a god, and then immediately get smashed by the Hulk.
Yes.
Which kind of happens.
I mean, Mordred's a bit of a wuss.
But, he's summoning, he's cackling maniacally, and, well, here comes a fucking powerhouse antagonist for the story.
Morgaine.
Yes.
Morgaine Le Fay, played by Doctor Who veteran Jean Marsh.
Yeah, he was Sarah Kingdom.
Which is wild, considering later in this episode we have her interacting with Nicholas Courtney, because they were both in the Daleks Master Plan.
They were, but they don't even reference, like, Kingdom come or anything like that. 0 out of 10.
So, Rain, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, Mike, you go first.
Also, she is in another thing which made me take a couple years to try and make Frezno try to watch.
Oh, what thing is that?
Why, it's Return to Oz! It's Mombi!
Oh my god, it is!
Good! Oh, good! Childhood nightmares! My favorite!
She's a witch in that, too.
Yeah, that's I watched that.
Oh my god, she's mirroring herself. Get the button!
No.
You get one, dude. One.
No, you get one free go. Kat, what were you trying to say there, Kat?
Okay, fine.
Doctor Who Mirror Alert! Whoop, 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 whoop.
Defeated on technicality, god damn it. Kat, what were you gonna say?
Mumby and Shu walk into a bar. Nobody leaves with their head.
Was that actually what you were going to say, or was it something else?
No, what I was going to say is, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the original Arthurian legend, wasn't she Arthur's sister?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
And I don't think Mordred was her son, but...
I honestly don't remember. I think Mordred was her son by Arthur.
I don't know about that, but certainly Morgaine is basically Morgan Le Fay by another name.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, it turns out in this one she's actually some sort of alien being rather than actual
interdimensional.
No, they're human, but they're human from another dimension.
Yeah. They're from Universe 2, and that's why Division is after.
Do you see why I said that he essentially picked a better version of the Flux?
Yeah.
This is just the Flux more episodes and better.
Well, yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
It's the Flux with knights.
So, I just want to mention real quick, there's a great bit where, earlier in the episode, where Ansem comes in after the fight, and he's handcuffed, and he's like, "The lady subdued me, I am at her command."
Ansem is a simp for Bambera.
Also, I hate to do this to you, once again, Rainiac, but according to TARDIS Wiki, she's not human, she's the battle queen of the Srax.
Okay.
She came to Earth having detected strange energies around King Arthur, actually the result of his having been delivered by the 8th Doctor, It was fascinating to see that Arthur's knights had far more advanced weaponry than any of his contemporaries, which had been gifted to them by Merlin.
She does call herself Queen of the
fuck
Strax in the
you.
episode, so, well, that last bit was unnecessary, but she does call herself Queen of the Strax in the episode, so I'll give it
Fuck
to you.
you.
So, can we talk about Doctor Who being a little trolling asshole here? Because it's the
Yes.
morning after all this shit, and Bambera and Anselin are fast asleep, and the Doctor, he takes like an empty bag of chips, or just a little plastic paper bag or something, and he walks up to him. He blows some air into it, and he just goes and pops it, and they're like, and he's like, "Oh, good morning."
Yeah, and there's like
I just can't believe. Rainiac, you go first.
No, go ahead, Mike. It's fine.
So that to me that made me laugh. Earlier, right before that scene, you have the Doctor basically telepathically talking to Morgaine, straining, actually in pain from holding on to the scabbard. He's twitching. He's in very obvious pain. The lights go out. Next thing you know, it's morning. So it's like, what? After that, they just went, "Oh, well, we're going to bed now. Good night."
I mean, listen. I can tell you fucking from recent experience, if the lights fucking go out and you plunge into pitch black, there is a strong sense of, well, fuck this, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I can tell you that from university power cuts I've had.
It's like we're all a bunch of birds and someone just threw a blanket over the top of our cage. We're just, it's night, bye.
Makes you which begs the question of how two dubs can pilot a tank if it's dark in the tank. All right, let's go pilot the tank. Oh, it's night. Good night.
Very quick.
I honestly think they're half human, half dove hybrids. So
yeah, that's. Check out Frezno's Day 1 for more info on this.
And then check out Holiday Star from Handful Boyfriend. Trust me, you'll want to.
Then don't do any of that. Trust me.
So let's. So there's two plot lines going on through the middle of this episode. We've got the Brigadiers continued travels in this chopper with this pilot, and then we have Ace and the Doctor uncovering stuff at the dig site. So do we want to focus on one? Do we want to intercut? How do we?
I'm going to go on to the helicopter scenes.
Oh, these are really good. Well,
Yes.
We've got the brig and a flight and a Lieutenant Lavelle, and they seem to get on with each other. And there's a great bit where it says that the man commanding the evacuation is a Major Husek. Can you speak Czech? Only when I'm drunk, sir.
I also like the bit where she's like, "We're getting close," and she looks over at him, and he says like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just sleek 'cause he's an older man.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry, I didn't hear your code name there for a second. The blades are too loud. What'd you say it was? Red shirt. Hello, hello. It's nice to meet you, Red shirt. That's an odd code name.
What's that? Oh, you're also 2 weeks to retirement, and you have a loving husband and kids.
She's not.
That's amazing.
She's not as much of a red shirt because she actually gets a bit of a development.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Chibnall was inspired by this.
Don't even start.
Still not an original bone in his body.
Not even once. So.
This is our recovery, Rain.
These scenes of talking in the helicopter are literally interrupted by Morgaine, who's there with Mordred, and she's like, "Oh, a flying metal bird. Let's see what they do with this." And she just blasts it with lightning.
We should mention that it'll come up in a second that they're in I think it's a church graveyard, church memorial sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's next to a war memorial, which comes up in a second. But Morgaine is like, "Oh wow, look at that! Neat!" And just shoots it down.
Oh my god!
And Lavelle is just like, "We are going down! We're going down! Holy fuck, Brigadier!"
Yeah.
Somehow Morgaine has returned.
Oh my god.
It will never die.
No, because he won't let it.
So getting the rest of the helicopter stuff out of the way, because this is a really great scene. They managed the brig and the Lavelle. Did I get that?
Yeah, Lavelle.
They get out of the helicopter in time before it explodes, and they got a great joke about, oh hell, wow, the helicopter costs £5 million. I hope they don't send us the bill.
Well, and what does he say? It will be poor for the rest of our lives, Lieutenant. Wow.
I'm just gonna insert really fast. This is me and the Palpatine joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Laval has sprained her ankle, so the Brigadier is the old Brigadier rather, instead of Bambera, is going to head into town to see if he can find help, and he happens across Morgaine.
Mordra's not with her because he's upset her.
Oh, this is actually a really great scene that I forgot to talk about, and this is a recurring theme of Morgaine. Her sense of honor. And not like a shitty sense of honor like, oh, say, most portrayals of the Klingons in Star Trek, but like, there's actual real sense of honor in battle.
I think Lieutenant Lavelle might have something to say about that.
Well, even so. But I like this scene. So so he's reading like the gravestones, and he's like, "'Tis a shrine for those fallen in battle." And she's like, "They're not as primitive as you would let me to believe. And we fought on their soil, honoring the dead. You've dishonored us, Mordred. Get out of here. I ain't happy."
You done fucked up now.
Yeah.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
It's,
now you
have fucked up.
I mean, it's an interesting.
Fucked up now.
It's an interesting parallel with the concept of chivalry.
Yeah.
Which was a big thing in Arthurian legend.
You can tell that it's somewhat twisted. You can tell that it's like somewhat twisted, but yeah, it's like she is hardcore. Like, you don't do this, but you do this, and this is what I expect of you. Like, she's very much following the code of honor and the honor and respect, and she's like, you will follow this.
And since she knows that, that's the reason why when the brig encounters her, that's how the brig gets to live. She's basically like, soldier, how goes the day? We're holding memorial for your fallen dead here to honor this place. So it's like, no hard feelings, soldier, but the next time we meet, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I don't know if it was the accent or not, but when you said chivalry, right, I heard chibnallry, and I was like, wait, what?
No, I definitely said chivalry.
No, I know you did. It's just the way you said it at the time. It confused me for a moment. I was like, wait, what?
This is the post P. I can't make that joke.
This is
I almost
the
said this
PTSD of.
Yes. This is us working out the feelings.
This is our catharsis. It's more of a resolution than we got in fucking the Vanquishers.
It's more of a resolution than resolution.
Yeah, mood. But so it's a good scene, this encounter with the brig, and for all those hardcore like retro Doctor Who fans, is like, holy shit, Nicholas Courtney and John Marsh is like two actors from the Daleks' Master Plan back together acting again. Wow, that's neat.
Yeah.
And so going back to the Doctor and Ace's plot, they're at the dig site with Wormsley. And then Wormsley is like, well, we've uncovered some interesting things, including this carving, which we can't decipher the language of. And the Doctor's like, it says dig hole here. Really? What language is that in? My handwriting. Ace?
Yeah. So the Doctor wrote a message to himself.
Yeah, this is the thing that we'll codify what's going on in just a second, but Ace is just like, okay, well, how long do you think? Oh, about 30 seconds.
60 seconds.
60 seconds. And the Doctor's leaning Wormsley when it's like, oh, is your assistant is a specialist? Yes. In archaeology? No. In explosives? Doc!
Yeah. He just throws Wobbs to the ground, and Ace dives with them.
And they get up and great scene.
It's like, Ace, when we get done here, we need to have a conversation about acceptable safety standards.
Yeah. And he's like
So
steepling his
good.
fingers as he's talking on the dirt. It's great.
So they uncover a tunnel, and the Doctor and Ace head down it. And the tunnel, despite being constructed in the 8th century, is made of concrete.
Yeah.
So that's anachronistic. And it leads down below the lake, which, by the way, the lake that the dig site is by is named Lake Vortigern, which means the Lake of the High King.
Hint,
Or our
hint.
third hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on there. And the Doctor and Ace find themselves in a neon nightmare.
But okay, this to me, like, as they go, as you see, like, you know, all the traps and stuff. But right before you get to that neon nightmare, he says a line which is perfect, which I'm shocked more writers don't use. Is the Doctor goes while the Doctor is heading, while the Doctor and Ace are climbing up the stairs to get to the main chamber. He got you hear Ace basically talk, you know, magic and all that and all these, and he looks to her and he goes, "What is Clark's law? Any advanced form of technology is indistinguishable from magic." He looks at her again and he goes, "The opposite is also true. Any advanced form of magic is indistinguishable from technology." That's how you do a magic story in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
He just
Whoa.
explained it to you.
Hello, Stephen Moffat. How are you doing?
Hello, the Witchfinders. That exact thing is mentioned at the end of the Witchfinders.
So they get in there and they can't get into this thing. They can't find the lock for this door, and the Doctor just goes up to him and says, "Open up, it's me!" And it opens. And well, we understand what's going on. Mace is like, "But I thought that door was supposed to open for Merlin." "Oh, it was a voice. It was activated by my voice. But you're not Merlin." "Well, not yet, but I might be in the future. That is my personal future."
Yeah.
All right, question time. Has there ever been a Big Finish audio which completes the circle of this episode, where
Kind
the Doctor,
of.
you know, like meets everybody?
If there isn't, I would be very
Kind
surprised.
of. There is an implication that the 8th Doctor was Merlin.
Ah,
But there's also an implication that Merlin was actually somebody impersonating the Doctor. And it wasn't him. It's wild.
It's weird. Yeah. I mean, who the fuck knows with Chibnall's lore all over the place.
It's
but
one of those
for all we
extended
know,
universe things that doesn't make a whole lot of sense if it's just taken all in one go.
oh, so Doctor Who in general.
Like it contradicts.
Yeah.
Yes, basically, they
Big
contradict
moves,
each
big
other.
moves.
Basically, Doctor Who, no.
They contradict
we're-
each other.
Oh my god! Oh my god! How can we can't have that? Quick, Chibnall, explain everything, and then also explain nothing.
Yeah. Have no themes of any kind in your episode.
Who left this bottomless pit here? I don't understand.
Wait, didn't there used to be?
Chibnall is the kind of person who digs himself a big hole, and when you ask if he wants help getting out of it, he says, "No, give me a pickaxe. I need to go deeper."
No, dig up, stupid.
I was about to link that, but you beat me to it. But so they enter the main thing, which is it's a spaceship right under Lake Vortigern, and inside is a chamber we've seen, which is the chamber with Excalibur, we assume, sitting in there in the in stasis body of King Arthur, I presume.
Yeah.
A body has been discovered.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Jesus! Don't get into the dangans with cat around. We'll be up to our elbows in Junko Enoshima. If you do that.
Don't. I don't. I have the first game on Switch. Replaying that, my heart has been shattered again.
I think you're the.
Shoutouts to
You've all got
shoutouts
decadence.
To the, yeah,
No,
I got decadence.
I did not get Decadence. I got the first game specifically.
I
Fair
got
enough.
Decadence.
Yeah, you both got decadence, didn't you?
I've got decadence on the way.
Here I am without decadence.
Yeah.
Brainiac, you do realize you can get all 4 games are on the eShop.
Yeah, you do realise I haven't got a lot of money right now.
Jingle jingle, yeah. Shoutouts to the time that Kat was building a Junko figure live on the show.
Oh God, yeah.
I think that was our Akaten podcast. It's just like all we hear is. What was that? Oh, sorry, that was me. I'm building a Junko figure.
I thought it was a chainsaw.
I'm drilling a hole so my Junko figure will stand.
Yes.
I thought it was a chainsaw, man.
I'm looking up and I've got a little tiny Peko Pekoyama right next to K9, and they're standing on the base of my big ass figure of Yukine Chris.
That's a fanfiction.
Celeste, why?
That's a fanfiction team up waiting to happen.
Ultimate gun. Yeah.
K9, Pecco, and Chris. Wow.
There you go. Yeah.
But we get to our cliffhanger, which is that Ace makes a mistake.
She's Ace. Don't touch the sword. Oh, come on! It's not like I'm King Arthur. Whoops.
And then she releases a Krazoa spirit from Star Fox Adventures.
And well, yeah. I think we should talk about the cliffhanger first because there's a big elephant in the room we need to talk about.
Oh, you mean the behind the scenes bit?
The thing that
Yeah. But let's talk about the cliffhanger before we talk. So basically, a giant ghost snake is activated as a defense mechanism, and it starts beating the shit out of the Doctor. And by that I mean someone with a handheld camera runs towards Sylvester McCoy, and Sylvester McCoy goes "Wah!" and falls over a bunch.
Yeah.
Ace, meanwhile, is trying to run somewhere, and the Doctor's like, Ace, not that way! Oh, it's a dead end, Doctor! And then this chamber shuts behind her, and it starts filling with water, ready to drown her. She's pounding on the glass, Doctor, help me! And the snake is beating the shit out of the Doctor and knocking him out, and it's like, oh no! It's actually a really tense cliffhanger on the side of it, but, so that's how we end part 2.
but behind the scenes is...
But it's slightly marred by the fact that this whole entire exchange, almost killed Sophie Aldred!
Well, depending on who you believe, it either nearly kills Sophie Aldred or put the crew in danger.
I've heard it as the former, but
I've never been done in the first place.
But Rain, do you have the info there?
I certainly do. So the tank is filling up with water, and while it's filming, Sylvester McCoy notices that some of the water is getting on the floor of the set. And it's getting very close to the electrical equipment. It's getting very close to the electrical equipment, and water and electricity do not mix.
Oh no!
So,
Yeah.
I think you didn't know about this story, Kat.
No!
Yeah. So there's Sophie Aldred submerged in the water tank doing her bit, and McCoy notices that the water gets electricity, so he swears so they don't think he's in character, and then says, "Get her out of there."
He doesn't just say it, he screams at them.
Yes.
Get her the hell out of there.
Yeah, you're right. Someone get her the hell out of there. And she might have died if he hadn't noticed in time.
Wow.
Fuck.
This stunt should have never been done in the first place. It felt like this felt more like, oh, it would just be more danger. When in fact it literally... In episode 3, you could actually see the plastic or the glass actually start to crack.
Yeah.
Because it could not hold the water it was being pumped into it.
You're absolutely right. Broken glass and water across the studio towards the electrical equipment, and McCoy managed to notify the crew in time. You can see parts of the incident, although a lot of it's edited out, as he says in episode 3.
I mean,
Fuck.
well, actually, I do have the Blu-ray. I didn't load up the making of for this, but they do mention this incident, and there actually is footage of McCoy saying, as Mike said, "Get her out of there! Get her the hell out of there right now!"
Yeah, the whole incident can be seen on what's called Water Tank. I assume that's a behind-the-scenes bit.
Yeah. Holy.
And apparently, years later, he will remember the day that the one time he himself was the hero and not the Seventh Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a good cliffhanger, but
They should never have done
Jesus
it.
Christ!
They should never have done it. I know it leads to a great visual at the beginning of part 3, but they should never have done it.
Yeah.
You don't put your cast and crew in danger like that.
As much as I like the visual. Yeah.
I was, if you wanted to send her out, if you wanted to do that, what you could have done is have the cliffhanger be that the creature is chasing us into that. It does not close, no water, nothing. If you see it backing her up into it, like she's getting freaked out, you then have the doctor run over. That's still the same. Grab that device. It slams the door shut, and she just gets sent up through the tube.
Yeah.
No water, and it's safe. And it's the same stunt. It's done.
Yeah.
But part 3 opens with a really good visual, and the solution to this whole Ace is about to drown thing. So you've got Wormsley outside guarding the entrance as he was rescued by the doctor.
I'm sorry, this is really funny. So the doctor tells him to guard the entrance, and Wormsley is like, well, what the heck am I supposed to do? Start spouting like archaeology facts at them? And the doctor's like, yes, do that. So as soon as these two come up, he's immediately like, did you know?
He actually quotes the Mort d'Arthur to Anselin.
Oh my god.
Which is slightly insensitive because Anselin's one of Arthur's knights. And it's about the death of Arthur.
So the doctor, meanwhile, he manages to recover from getting beat up by a ghost snake long enough to fuck with some of the biochemistry of the ship. And that ejects Ace out of her little stasis pod thing. And Wormsley is talking about the legend of the Lady of the Lake, who gave Arthur Excalibur, rising out of the lake. And as he does this, you see the sword and Ace rise out of Lake Vortigern.
Yeah, this is straight out of Arthurian legend, this image.
He's all like, there's no way there could be a lady in the lake who would present swords. And, there's Ace.
Because in the legend, she gave him Excalibur, and then she took it back when he died.
And so Ace comes up, and she swims away. She's got the sword, and she hands it to Ansel, and she's like, "Here, you can be King England."
I know that's what's hilarious is that as soon as the moment since Arthurian legend, whoever holds the sword is now the ruler of England. For that entire bit inside the ship, Ace was the new Queen of England.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Ace was the Lady Jane Grey of Doctor Who.
So all this time, I had no idea there even was a king. I thought we were an autonomous collective.
You don't vote for kings.
I don't like this joke at the UK's expense, but okay, moving on.
Blame Graham Chapman then, Rain.
Look. Strange women lying in ponds, distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony.
I mean, it's a good... Oh, right, yes.
It took you that long to crib what we were talking about?
You even said Graham Chapman, god damn it.
Hey, Graham Chapman, how did you not get this?
Because I'm slow after having my booster shot. Right.
Jesus Christ.
Apparently, okay. a side effect of the booster jab is to turn off your brain for 3 hours. Who knew?
Help, I'm being repressed.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Okay, so the old brig has spent most of part 2 getting to the dig site, and now the doctor is still wrestling with this ghost snake, but then a foot crushes the biocrystal and dissipates it. Hey, it's the old brig, and he saved the doctor.
Hey!
I just can't let you out of my sight, can I, Doctor?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, you recognize me. Well, who else would it be?
We should also mention that in part 2, the brig commandeered Shu's car, and she wasn't happy about it.
But Shu got in the passenger seat.
I love how he just like runs up to her, just like, "Give me the keys, ma'am." What? This is my car. This is my car. Wait a minute, and she's just like chasing it. She just like runs around the car and like jumps in. It's like, "No, I'm going with you. Let's go."
That's what commandeering means. lady.
Yeah.
That's what commandeering means. It means you don't have control of your vehicle anymore.
Meanwhile, his pilot Laval has managed to make it to the Gore Crow, and Mordred and Morgaine are here.
Well, Mordred's
Oh.
here first, getting drunk.
Mordred's here getting drunk, and he's insulting the innkeeper and his wife. And then Laval shows up, and she's holding a gun to Mordred because he's threatening, and Mordred's like, "Ooh, I like your spirit, warrior lady. Drink with me, ha ha ha!"
This guy is entirely too much into this character.
But I mean, it's a good performance.
It's like
And
he's
then
opening, he's delivering the opening monologue to Richard III.
So then Morgaine comes in, and she does a mind meld or some shit to Laval to learn about the military strength of this world.
Well, firstly, Lavelle actually fires at Morgaine, and Morgaine catches the bullet and dissolves it to dust,
Jesus.
just to show her power. And then she sort of
cool.
entrances Lavelle to come to her, and then she places her hand on her.
Chibnall, this is how you do powerful women. Take note.
And then she places her hand on her head, and Lavelle screams because the process is very painful, and she's extracting her memories.
She even says, she even tells her to be quiet
Yeah.
while she does it. It's like, oh my god.
So then she flops down, like, dead, I guess, and the innkeeper's like, "Wait a minute, you can't just leave her like that."
Oh my god.
Oh, my bad. And zaps her into flowers.
Just vaporizes her into a green slime on the floor.
But then the scene ends with... This is another interesting bit with Morgaine's sort of moral system, where she just kills Laval in cold blood, but then she's like, "Oh, did my son drink well? Oh, well, let me pick up the tab." And she moves to the blind lady and waves her hand in front of the woman's face, and she's like, "Ah! Oh my god! I can see! I can see!"
I can fight!
It again shows Morgaine's twisted morals. I literally just in your business and establishment killed an officer who engaged me in combat right in front of you. But then I also noticed that you took care of my son. So in return, I shall repay you in kind.
Yeah, it's also fringe genius because she gets the phrase "pick up the tab" from Lavelle.
Yeah.
Lavelle uses it like 2 minutes earlier. Because Mordred's like drunk and saying, "What can I do for you, warrior lady?" It's like, you can get the tab for a start. You can pick up the tab, and then she pulls the gun on him. Mike's absolutely right about her twisted moral code. This doesn't really get expanded upon too much, which is a shame.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you can sort of see it in the sense of battle. She's like, no mercy, no prisoners. But for the sake of, like, repaying debt and whatnot, she's honorable.
I mean, kind of.
And,
She didn't have to kill Lavelle.
she engaged her. Well, in her eyes, she engaged her when she
Laval
fired
got
the
first.
I
Yeah.
suppose. We are not
Just like
turning this into
Han
Han
Solo
Solo.
did.
No.
You said it too, Rain.
Let's
You
move
said
on.
it, right? Yeah.
And now I'm mirroring her. Fuck.
He said it!
You know what to do, Cat. Doctor Who mirror alert. Whoop 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 whoop.
And where's
Frezno, you're right. That does get addicting.
where's the kick? And
right.
where's the kick call button?
So there's a great bit now where everyone's in, like, the brig is driving like a jeep or a truck or something, and they're driving around and they're like, what's wrong, Doctor? Well, I mean, if we drive around like this, aren't you worried that we're going to be attacked? And he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to be attacked." And then Morgaine's soldiers shoot at him and they escape. And the brig is like, "Well, Doctor, now he's been attacked. Good."
This also leads to an amazing action bit for Bambera.
Oh yeah.
She's in Shu's car with Anselin, And they're kind of hinting very strongly that these two are going to develop a relationship.
They're hinting very strongly when she turns to him and says, "Are you married?"
Yeah, true. But there's a bit where they're being chased by knights, I think.
Yeah.
And so Bambera says to Anselin, "Take the wheel."
No, she's like, do you have cars in your world? No. Good. Hold this wheel. And then she gets up through the sunroof with a fucking gun.
Yeah.
And starts
Jesus, take the wheel.
So anyway, I started blasting.
And I love it because one of the knights is like, "What a woman!"
Yeah. Well, the knight she's shooting at.
I just love this whole context of there's all these really strong, powerful women, and it's like everybody from the alternate universe is like, "Damn!"
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
I find that I kind of find this, this is the point right here when it finally clicked to me, and it's like they wrote these characters, they wrote the doctor's friends in this story as a sort of new round table.
Yeah.
This is the moment.
I like that reading.
I do like that reading.
I also like that reading.
Bambera's
We
a
should
modern
also
day
mention-
knight.
We should also mention that halfway into the story, the writer of this, Ben Aronovich, also wrote Remembrance of the Daleks. So 2 for 2, basically.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
of the
2 for 2
doing
for
good so far.
fantastic storytelling.
I think those are the only 2 he did for televised Doctor Who. But goddamn,
Doing good so far.
what a run! That's a 100% win rate in my eyes. But
That is 100%
Yeah.
win rate, yeah.
they get back to the Gore Crow, and unit are starting evacuating the civilians from the area, including.
Oh, this is great.
Oh yeah, one of the unit guys is trying to lead the formerly blind lady. She's like, "I can do it myself," and the innkeeper's like, "You'll have to excuse my wife. Half an hour ago she was blind." But then Wormsley and the innkeeper are like, "Wait a minute, we can't evacuate. We can't just evacuate like this. There's too much going on." And then the Doctor, you just invoked Han Solo, but the Doctor, he pulls the Jedi mind trick.
You don't want to tell me, Death Sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life.
Which
I want to
it
go
makes
home and rethink
I
my
will
life.
say, while we're comparing everything to Chibnall, it makes a hell of a lot more sense for the 7th Doctor to do a mind trick than for Carvanista to randomly have this power.
But it is great because the woman was like, we've been here half our lives, and it just cuts to McCoy, want to leave.
Wait, want to leave?
Don't
Yeah.
try to stop us. I wouldn't dream of it.
We won't take no for an answer. And they're just heading, okay then.
The Brigadier almost starts laughing.
Yes.
When it finally cuts back to him after this exchange, he's just holding this grin on his face.
He knows exactly what the Doctor's done, yeah.
So then the Brig is really proud of the old Brig, I should say, because there's 2 Brigs in the story. The 2 Brigs. So the old Brigadier is proudly boasting of all the special weapons the unit has, like Teflon bullets with armor-piercing rounds, and gold-tip bullets, and shit that can go through robots, stuff that can pierce Daleks. And the
The
Doctor's
doctor's like, "Well, what about silver bullets?" And the Brig is like, "Do we?"
Quartermaster, do we have any silver
Quartermaster?
bullets?
Yeah.
But we also get now we brought the Brigadier back for all that Pertwee era nostalgia, but that's not the only thing we brought back.
Is it sexism?
Well, yes, but no. But
No. We were just talking about the strong female characters in the story. No. No.
I mean,
no.
there's still sexism from the Brig. I mean,
I can't.
I love the character, I do, but this is a little out of left field for me.
Yeah, because when he's in the helicopter, and he says, "This Brigadier Bambera, good man, is he?" And I thought, oh god.
Boy. Yeah.
And then there's the whole thing at the lake where he meets Ace for the first time, and it's like, "Oh look, it's another one."
It's the latest
You
one.
woman, get her a blanket, and the other Brig is like, "Yeah, I'll get you a blanket." And
Maybe I'll make her some tea too.
Might know.
No, that's what
Plus, at
she
the end,
says.
he's like,
I know.
That's what she says. But at the end, he's also like, "Who's going to make me dinner?" And You know.
Oh well, we'll get to that. That's more of the holy shit. These women are so fucking cool. But the thing that the brig has brought out is it's Bessie.
Yep.
It's John Pertwee's yellow car from the
Bessie!
Disney era.
She
Honk
looks-
honk.
Cameo
She
star.
looks-
Cameo star of Name of the Doctor.
Yeah. I didn't name the Doctor. Buy a stock footage from the Five Doctors.
It still counts.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, because Bessie was last seen in the Five Doctors, and he just fucking left it in the Death Zone on Gallifrey. How the fuck did this car come back?
Because the plot demands it.
Because the plot's mad. Okay. Anyway, so
Oh,
the
you guys
Doctor.
want to know something kind of funny?
Yeah.
In this big fit of irony, Sylvester McCoy is actually the third Doctor to use Bessie on screen.
Hey, nice.
It's the second one.
The second,
Second Doctor used Bessie?
I think.
I don't remember unless it happened-
Pertwee, Baker, and McCoy, I think.
Bacon used
Oh
it.
yeah, Baker probably would have used it in like his first story or something. Probably. Yeah, that's.
Oh,
that-
oh,
that
Tom
makes-
Baker. Yeah, yeah.
Tom Baker, yeah. The only time Colin Baker was in it was probably a publicity shot for Dimensions in Time.
Oh God.
So, the Doctor is leaving Ace and Xiao Yung at the hotel, but he gives her chalk, and she's got a hold of Excalibur, so she's got to protect it. And it's like, okay, if anything weird happens, make a chalk circle around yourselves and stay in it.
And where did he get the chalk from?
The Doctor, he's got endless, bottomless pockets.
No, he got it from the dartboard.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
He actually said, he said, where'd you get the chalk from? The dartboard.
Oh, that's good. So so they're heading off in Bessie, and the Ace and Xiao Yung are like, "Oh wow, this shit car, it'll do 0 to 60 in an hour." And then the Doctor puts a gadget on it, and Bessie is just like, "Woof!"
And leaves
And
fire.
8 miles per hour.
And
It's
leaves
straight up
fire on the
nuts.
ground, yeah.
DeLorean ass fire trails on the ground.
All Bessie needs now is a flux capacitor, and you have another time machine right there.
Mike, we don't talk about the
Doesn't need
flux
another
anymore.
time machine for it.
Mike, we don't talk about the
So-
flux anymore.
I said
Yeah.
flux
Well,
capacitor.
It's
to
still
be
got in
fair,
the word.
last time the Doctor had another time machine, she put a bunch of Daleks into it and killed it. So
Oh.
Yeah, good point.
Hey, did we mention? Hey, Kat, did we mention this on the show? I don't know if we mentioned this on the show. I talked about Flux again. Hey, Kat, the ending of Flux. What does the Doctor do with that watch?
throws it down into the TARDIS.
And what does she do after that?
I kind of blanked most of the episode.
Unless I really asked for it.
She asks the TARDIS to keep it safe unless she really needs it. She communicates with the TARDIS. Chibnall knows that TARDISes are fucking sentient now!
I sure can't wait for either the Daleks' resolution to be that the building is alive causing the time loop and they solve it by blowing up the building.
Oh, God almighty. So, back to Battlefield. Morgaine is sick of this shit, and she's summoning a fucking monster to deal with this shit.
Oh God.
And then we get to the big oof scene of the episode.
This is the big oof, yes.
Yeah. It's quite a different big oof from the behind the scenes. Oh, oof, we almost killed Sophie Aldred. But it's still a big oof. So basically the idea is that weird shit starts happening in the Gorkro, the lights flicker, so Ace is immediately like, okay, fuck it. Chalk circle, we're staying here. And so Ace and Xiao Yung are in the circle, and they start bickering. And the clear implication here is that Morgaine is using her magic to turn them against each other. So they're going to fight, and they'll get out of the circle, and she can get them. But, well, they start arguing, and they start belittling each other, and Xiao Yung is calling Ace dumb, and, oh, your parents didn't love you.
She's saying stuff like your parents didn't love you. It's a good thing that you're gone from them. And
He's
so
excited, sort of half says a slur, almost says a slur.
There is a color that's associated with people of Oriental descent. Asian descent. I can't say Asian descent because then you include Russians in that.
Yeah, Oriental is fine, I think. I don't think that's particularly...
Yeah, of Oriental descent. It's typically the color yellow, and that is indeed used as an insult towards their skin color.
See as reference, or don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's honestly one of the lighter quote-unquote slurs, if you can get light with a slur.
Well, I
But
mean,
it's still...
she then follows up that color with a remark about eye shape.
Yeah.
So after this, Ace immediately catches herself and realizes, "Oh my God, I'm being put under a magic spell." And she hugs Xiaoyang and is like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." So she immediately realizes that she's acting out of character and it was no good. But also, so
they still had Ace say that shit.
Don't write it.
She said it. Big oof. Don't like it.
See, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's almost not as bad in the one that caused me to start covering when I mentioned the title of it, because in that one the character is referring to himself as a joke. He's not insulting somebody else.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one oof in the entire story, because the fact of like, oh, we want these two characters to argue and say stuff. So what would someone do when they're angry? You don't write it in. You could have said so many other things.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, screenwriters, but if your first thought is, someone's really angry, I know, they'll turn to racism. You're not doing a good job.
Racial slurs, it was the style at the time.
Oh God, that's bad. That's very bad. So, moving away from Big Oofville, all hell is breaking loose by the unit convoy.
Oh my God, is it ever?
We've got Morgane's troops and the unit troops are just fighting, and the Brigadier's like, oh my, and the Brigadier's like, what are you gonna do? Run to the middle of the battlefield and yell stop? Good idea.
I mean, we don't see all of it, but this is a brutal battle.
Well,
there are unit troops dead on the ground. There are knights dead on the ground. The leader is actually dead at some point.
And Mordred and Anselin are about to throw down, and they're like, Anselin, you coward, will battle, and you will be defeated. And they charge at each other, and McCoy, as promised, runs in the middle and yells, stop! There will be no battle here!
I mean, he's a bit late for that. See all the corpses littered around the ground.
It's the thought that counts. I mean, this has been my...
Wait, did somebody say...
A body has been discovered.
God!
I knew you were going to add that eventually.
See, this is what you enabled, Mike. Look what you've done. Look what you've done.
Mike's contribution to the podcast lore.
Oh God! Our was affected the podcast.
Our part 3 cliffhanger as well, because Morgane appears in the hotel. And it's like, give me Excalibur, child! And Ace is like, never! And Morgane is like, oh, well, in that case, I'll give you to the Destroyer! And then we see the fucking monsters, the goddamn demons she summoned.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's a Power Rangers Monster of the Week.
Excuse you, this is Blue Satan, so...
It's a Power Rangers Monster of the Week, and I will stand by that.
He is the Destroyer, and you will become his handmaidens in hell.
It's a bloke in a rubber mask.
It's a very good rubber mask.
It's a really good
mask. At least Rainiac, it looks better than most Power Ranger monsters.
That's a low blow, Mike.
He's got you there.
That's a low blow.
So
he's right, but it's a low blow regardless.
So our final part, basically the Doctor grabs Mordred's sword with his umbrella and puts it against Mordred's neck, and is like, Morgane, call off the Destroyer, or I'll cut your son's head right the fuck off.
Yeah, and Morgane's almost impressed by this.
But...
I can't even remember what that monster that was.
Oh my god, cat.
Cell. It's Cell, clearly. Got the tail,
That
it's
must be
got
from
the
a series
points.
I haven't watched or haven't watched in a long time.
Oh my god. So, this is wild because Morgane's like, oh, he's bluffing. You, you're not really gonna do it. And Mordred actually fucking mirrors an earlier Seventh Doctor story and throws something back at the Doctor. Where he's basically like, Merlin, you don't kill. I don't believe you. Look me in the eye. End my life. Which, if you'll recall, is the same thing McCoy said to one of the snipers in the Happiness Patrol.
Yeah. Yes,
So,
it is.
ooh, using that against him. Oh, that's really crunchy.
That's cool.
But
Well, something, the man who never would.
something man who never would. The Doctor's like, you're right. I would never kill him. And then the Brink shows up and puts a gun to Mordred's head and is like, but I will, motherfucker.
I have
Trying.
no such compunction.
And
Damn,
Morgane's
Brig.
just like, and you want to talk cold? Morgane's just like, Mordred, die well, my son.
Jesus!
Yeah,
Holy shit!
it's like she even says that like this man is drenched in blood.
I'm sorry. What the fuck?
That's that's Bulk and Skull's Power Ranger detector.
Oh my god.
They had a subplot in season 2 where they were trying to find out who the Power Rangers were. And on one occasion they actually did manage to find out, but they had their minds wiped.
I actually remember that episode from back in the day.
It's the first time they actually are heroic because they're like, well, you know who they are now, but we want you to return them. So they engage the villain in a standoff, and they lose their memories, but get them back to the Rangers.
Wild.
Bulk and Skull, the true heroes of Power Rangers.
Also, in the middle of this battle, even Bambera is fucking picking up a sword and going, motherfuckers!
She is just badass.
Bambera could fuck your shit up.
I can't believe she was going to be in the Zygon invasion.
Really?
Yeah, the original script for the Zygon invasion. Remember Colonel Walsh?
No, but okay.
That was going to be Bambera,
Okay.
and it fell through. But I'm kind of glad it fell through because part of that script had her shooting a Zygon that had taken the form of her son.
Oh, so it's like the reverse of that scene where it's like, oh, it's totally me. It's totally your mom who's in this vague Middle Eastern country for no specified reason.
And get
Please
this,
don't
that
shoot.
scene was filmed and cut from the broadcast.
Oh my god.
The guy that
Man.
plays her son is actually credited in the credits, but does not appear in the episode.
This is the worst tragedy for Peter Harness since his meddling monk episode not getting picked up.
Oh, don't.
But,
Don't make me sad.
Rescue team,
So-
lover
Yeah,
of the rescue
yeah.
team.
So Morgane, she can't break into the circle and get at Excalibur. She's like, she tries and she's like, I'll take the sword. Damn. I can't break it, but the Destroyer could. Free me and I'll get it for you. But Morgane has the Destroyer bound because of his limitless power. So, I wonder if this is a metaphor for something. We'll have to see later in the episode.
I will say, I was kind of thinking at this point that what they were going to do is have, like, Ace be like, you won't free him, but I will, and then, like, use Excalibur to destroy the change, and then it's like, oops, he actually wants to destroy the whole world.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Whoopsie dipsy, yeah. So, there's a whole bunch of explosions that let Mordred escape as the Doctor tries to get back to the hotel and save Ace. Because the Destroyer gets released. And the hotel blows up and Mordred runs away in the confusion.
He brings the hotel down on top of the two girls.
Yeah. So he rushes in, Ace, Ace! And Ace pulls rubble up for himself. I'm here. Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. We had to give Morgane Excalibur. We had no choice. Oh, good. But Doctor,
Actually, it's way better than that, because Ace is like, so she really wanted the sword, and the other girl's like, so we gave it to her? And the
They
Doctor's
start-
like, good.
And they start defending themselves. It wasn't our fault, Professor. Really, we had no choice. Wait, good?
Yeah.
There are many magical swords. There's only one Ace.
I love that.
And so this next scene kind of hits at the big themes of the episode that this is going for, which is mutually assured destruction.
Oh my goodness,
and how
yeah.
fucking futile it is, because we have Bambera and Anselin laying in the waste of a battlefield with fucking corpses strewn all about, and Anselin's like, it was a good battle. And Bambera's looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is a fucking massacre. There's nothing good about this.
And then they make out in the middle of the field. No.
Yeah, what hits even harder is that he says that while she's looking at the face of one of the Morgane's soldiers, and it's this young guy, like real young guy, and she's just looking at him, silent.
Do you think this episode's trying to tell us something?
Maybe. So also, there's a portal in the hotel now, and it was made by the Destroyer. He wasn't quite released. I misspoke there, but he as we find out, he left a portal to backtrace where he and Morgane teleported to, so that Morgane would have to release him to deal with the Doctor.
Yeah.
But the Doctor's there in the hotel. He's just like, oh, hey, the Destroyer was chained with silver, so he's heading off to the thing to deal with Morgane and the Destroyer. But then they're like, wait a minute, oh, he was chained with silver. Hey, maybe silver bullets will work in it.
Hey, Chekhov's gun, how you doing today?
Quite literally in this case. But Ace, she's interesting because she just yeets herself into the portal yelling Geronimo like she's Matt Smith.
Yeah.
So I have a question at this point, it's not really like there are hints to either or. Is the Destroyer from her universe, or is it from our universe?
I think her universe.
because he's very annoyed of how Morgane is talking. He follows it, but it's also like he knows the Doctor instead of Merlin, because you can hear how you can hear him. And how he's tricking even Morgane and going like, release me and I will give you what you wish.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. The Destructor is a early version of a Flux.
God damn it.
I'm telling you, this is just the Flux, but better. It's like the precursor to the Flux, and then Chibnall fucked it all up.
Yeah, that's the mood.
I'm not wrong. All the parallels are there. There's alternate dimensions. There's a woman who's trying to bring people from one dimension to the other. There's the whole, division between the two. There's something that wants to destroy both realms, and one that wants to destroy
the fuck, Rainiac?
Oh my god, Rainiac.
I'm sorry, that's...
Literally, by accident, Rainiac has mirrored the Flux. So you know what? It's my turn, motherfuckers.
God damn it!
Doctor Who Mirror Alert. Doctor Who Mirror Alert.
How is looking at Giffen Finsbury submarine the Flux in any way? This is just getting silly now.
So we have our major players in on the thing. The Doctor and the old Brigadier, arrive at Morgane's hideout, interdimensional portal thing, and the Brig immediately sees the Destroyer and just pulls out his gun and just shoots him. And the Destroyer's like, that did nothing. And the Doctor's like, Brigadier, worth a try, Doctor. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And then the Destroyer fucking blasts him with green lightning and throws the old Brigadier out a fucking window.
Yeah. But he does this to spare the Doctor the duty of having to kill the Destroyer.
Well, that's later. That's a little later.
Yes.
You're thinking.
I feel a little bit bad for Nicholas Courtney, because the Seventh Doctor era is more known for its stunts that got people hurt. That Ow.
Yeah, that
I mean,
probably.
well, that seems like a pretty standard stunt fall. I mean, nobody got fucking killed or maimed or anything. It was just a stuntman getting thrown out a window. It's pretty tame for this show.
Yeah.
But there's a great line where the doctor's confronting Morgaine and shit, and he's just like, hang on, where's the fucking transcript? I'll get the exact exchange. And the doctor's like, you haven't won yet, Morgaine. I could always defeat you at chess, Merlin. Chess? Who said anything about chess? I'm playing poker, and I've got an ace up my sleeve.
Oh my god.
An ace yeets in at that moment.
I love this so much. I just love
And the
this so
Doctor
much.
is now the new King of England.
Because Ace just basically stumbles in, crashes into Morgana. She like throws the sword at the Doctor. Ugh, I just love it.
Morgana?
I love it so much.
But the doctor didn't actually plan on this because he's like, well, Morgaine, who are you more afraid of, me or the Destroyer? And then she frees the Destroyer.
Oops.
Whoops.
But then Mordred comes in to be pissed off at his mommy. And they teleport away for the time being. But but Ace manages to grab the silver bullets as they escape the Destroyer. Because shit's bad. The Destroyer's unleashed. Planet Earth is going to be destroyed and shit. So how are we going to deal with this?
Brigadier to the rescue.
Well, good thing we've got these silver bullets. So the doctor's like, Brigadier, give me your gun. I'll use these silver bullets. Oh, so so there's no fancy trick. All you need to do is just shoot it? Yeah, that's exactly it. Huh, good idea. And then the old brig judo chops the doctor and takes the gun.
Nice to see you again.
And Ace,
I'm
is like,
sorry, just the line that the Brigadier gives where he says, I'm more expendable than you are. Oh.
Yeah.
oh no.
And the idea, like I said, that he's done this to spare the Doctor the pain of having to kill the Destroyer.
Or it could be the risk. But yeah,
And
he
the
heads
risk,
in.
yeah.
And this is a really great confrontation between the Brigadier and the Destroyer. The old brig and the Destroyer.
Get off my
Oh,
world.
Yeah. And the Destroyer's like, can this world do no better than you as its champion? And the Brigadier's like, probably, but I just do the best I can.
Bang.
And then he shoots. He shoots.
See, Chibnall, this is how you do somebody other than the Doctor taking down the big bad.
Yeah.
You don't just have Time waltz in and destroy them. You have something like the Brigadier knocks him out, goes in, and is a fucking badass.
Both
So
Brigadiers are
shoot-
badass in this.
He shoots the Destroyer and the entire, like, old castle they're hanging out in just completely blows the fuck up. And so we've got the Doctor, and you can probably, like, with a little tweaking, this could have been the Brigadier's death scene, you know? But,
Yeah, I actually had that flat out written in my notes. It was like, before, like, as this was airing, I wonder when it got to this scene, I wonder how many people thought this is it.
Funny you should
They've
mention
actually
that.
done it.
I mean, really, if it was, you'd miss what? You'd miss the Sarah Jane episode, and you'd miss that really poignant actual death scene that we got in Weathering River Song, which that's one of the most and that's one of the most heartbreaking things.
It's funny you should mention
in
that,
Yeah.
because this was supposed to be the Brigadier's death
Oh my.
originally.
But
So
they
in
pulled
the
back up.
script, in the original script, he dies to kill the Destroyer. He dies fighting the Destroyer, and they mourn him, and he actually dies. And the script was written, and Nicholas Courtney approved of it, and Cartmel approved of it, but Ben Aronovich could not bring himself to kill the Brigadier.
I mean, I kind of get it in the sense, you know, I can't fucking.
So that explains his miraculous survival at the end here.
So we've got the Doctor cradling the Brigadier's body. Oh, you were supposed to die in bed. Not that easy to get rid of, Doctor.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be dead.
So McCoy just shoots. No.
But the episode isn't over yet because we still have Morgaine and Mordred to deal with. Where Mordred is after Bambera, and yeah. So there's a great bit where the Brig just dusts himself off, and he's just like, he looks at Ace and he's just like, "Well, Ace, he's your problem. I'm out of here."
I'm too old for this shit.
We then get a confrontation.
I think you have a button for this sort of thing.
You know what? I do think you're right.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah. But we have a final confrontation where Morgaine is in the unit convoy trying to launch a nuclear missile.
Yeah. Here's
And she
your
manages
mutual
to,
destruction right here.
She manages to telepathically get the launch codes from Bambera. And so the Doctor and co are down in the spaceship looking for Arthur. And they put the sword back. And then they go to look at Arthur's body and there ain't no body. Wait, there's no body. This is just a helmet filled with dust.
He got Thanos.
Oh, but there's a note inside. And it says that the real Arthur died in the final battle. And we left a double. P.S. Morgaine is launching a fucking nuke.
They were fighting over nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like the theme of the episode.
Do you think this is trying to tell us something?
Yeah, but yeah,
Doctor Who being political, never.
they literally, like, all this talk about reviving Arthur and all this grand thing that Arthur would save them or Arthur would sleep forever, when in fact the man died. Morgaine's forces had already killed him. Literally, here his body lay for 1,000 years because he had already died.
Yep.
It was over.
If this follows Arthurian legend, Mordred killed him.
Yep.
In the Battle of Camlan, Arthur kills Mordred, but not before Mordred gives him a mortal blow.
Mm.
So they kill
Mutually
each other.
assured destruction.
Yeah? Do you think this is trying to tell us something?
Holy shit! It's like the theme of the episode. So, Mordred and Anselin get into a sword fight, and there's a lovely bit where they're fighting. They're like, ah! And as they pull back and they're ready to go after each other, the Doctor walks between them, tips his hat, and they clash swords, and they're like, ah! And they just look. They're like, what the fuck? And then they look back at each other, and they're like, ah! Keep going back at it.
I love the little, like, almost humorous fights between these two because it is just so hilarious.
They're just like, ah!
And then here comes basically one of my favorite scenes in the entire episode.
I mean, this is so good, and this is really summing up the theme of the episode. Mutually assured destruction. The Doctor confronting Morgaine saying, hey, nuking people is fucking bad.
That speech.
Where's
man.
the honor in it? Just...
Is this honor?
The entire speech.
Is this war?
It's
This
so
is how you
good.
do a villain confrontation.
Yes.
And it's like, where's the honor? Because Morgaine's been portrayed as an honorable warrior for the story, but it's like,
This is how you describe the whole fact that life is precious. And maybe you shouldn't do something so dishonorable as killing everybody. Just for your own amusement.
Hi there,
Yeah.
Azure. How you doing?
I forgot I had written this. I wrote in my notes, Orphan 55 done right.
Ah!
Points to this scene.
I mean, look, I mean, at least it does still have a message, so...
Unfortunately, Mike, Orphan 55 no longer exists because that part of the universe has been destroyed in 2021.
Yes! I win! We never have to talk about it again because it doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, look. It also destroyed Kerblam, so I'm willing to. I'll take this Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah.
They also destroyed Cassandra, the last human.
Oh wow!
It
Yeah.
destroyed a lot of things.
So, but this is one of the. I'd say it's one of the underrated Seventh Doctor speeches because a lot of the speeches get played, but this is a really good Seventh Doctor speech. I just want to say. And then Morgaine finds out Arthur's really dead. You're not fucking with me. I'm never going to see Arthur again on the field of battle. Oh shit!
Oh, the grief that Gene Marsh uses here.
Yeah. Also, a little bit of backstory that wasn't included in this episode is that she and Arthur did have a fling together, which didn't really end up with anything. But when he eventually married Guinevere, she was just like, "You did what?"
Yeah.
So she's quite literally heartbroken here.
And yet, if you read Mortimer 4, I believe when Arthur goes to his deathbed to go to, I think it's Avalon. Sorry, no, that is Avalon. To go to the land of the blessed. There's 3 maidens, and she's one of them. That takes him off to his final resting place. So it's like at the end of his life, all is forgiven.
Yeah, even at the end, it's like even at the end, she shows compassion.
Yeah. And as I say, just props to Gene.
Passion!
Just props to Gene
God
Marsh.
damn it, Mike! Compassion!
Oh, for
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
oh, for fuck's sake.
So Mordred is about to kill Anselin, but the doctor just does, I don't know, a Vulcan neck pinch or some shit on him, touches his forehead, and Mordred passes the fuck out. And they're like, okay, that's it, we're done.
And then Morgane actually does something very interesting. She surrenders the unit.
Which is interesting.
Well, I mean, what else is she going to do? Her entire life's purpose, the thing that she was trying to do all of, this for is no longer there.
She could have
he
left.
Died 1,000 years ago.
But yes.
Yeah, and also they set the spaceship to self-destruct, so that happens.
That was their. What's funny is that particular thing of them seeing the explosion in the water. That was their real reactions.
I can imagine that, actually, yeah.
I mean, we did Greatest Show of the Galaxy, so, it's kind of like McCoy no-selling the fact that a massive fucking explosion happens behind him.
So when he pushed Worms into the ground, it wasn't just in the episode. He was saving the actor. He's like, not this again!
So the end is actually...
I just love the fact that Sophie Aldred was just standing there like, yeah! And jumping around and hugging the Brigadier and everything.
Sophie Aldred is the most ace.
I love her.
And that was her actual reaction, was it? That was the...
Yeah. Yeah! Shit blowing up! Holy fuck! So the end of the episode is great, because everyone's at the Brigadier's nice fancy garden retirement home house. And just enjoy the thing. And then his wife is there with her purse, and the Brig's like, where are you going? Oh, I'm going out with the girls. Oh, there's a lot of work to be done in the garden. Oh, what about supper? Oh, great idea. Have something really tasty on for us when we go back. And then she, Bambera, Ace, and Xiaoyang just drive off in Bessie.
Yeah.
And it's like, put dinner on, boys.
Bambera is still in full uniform.
I know. I was looking at that. You're stealing. What?
Because she's a badass.
And the old Brigadier is just like, Anselin, I don't suppose you're any good with a lawnmower, are you?
I'll make supper.
And the
I'm sorry. I just had to put this in. This is all the girls inside of Bessie.
Yeah. Accurate.
Orange mocha frappuccino.
Accurate.
Jitterbug. Oh my fucking god.
Oh, that's hypnotic.
Oh Jesus.
I love the way though that this is the best way to end this particular story, because after all of the serious drama and the grief that Morgane felt and the Brig nearly dying, and we end with a comedy bit about a girls' night out.
Wow, those girls sure are fucking cool.
No, it's even better than that, because this is quite literally a role reversal of gender roles, where the men are staying in and doing all the cleaning and cooking, and the women get to go out and have fun.
Doctor Who wasn't political.
It's
what are you talking about? Wow, holy shit!
Might beat me to it, but yeah.
There's an episode with political undertones and things and shit.
Just to pay tribute to this whole episode, you three get to do all the work. I'm going to go and play Danganronpa. Bye.
If she had actually left the call at that point, I would have laughed so hard.
You said it! just said it. Look at you, tempting fate. Oh well.
That's amazing.
Oh my god.
I forgot I need to charge my Switch. Anyways,
We've just been
Final
Coomered.
Final thoughts on Battlefields? Who wants to
We've
take
just been Coomered. Shout out to Beep Salt. So yeah, who wants to go first?
Christ.
They got to that trial in Danganronpa 2, Jerry.
I see. I figured it was a thing. So, who's going to go first on Battlefield Final?
Well, I think our special guest should go first.
absolutely.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there are yes. To me, this episode is my favorite McCoy. Hands down, this is my favorite McCoy episode. Yes, it has its problems, as we've discussed with the Brigadier and the slight problems with Ace and her insulting Shayun, and the fact that Sophie Aldred almost died because of a stunt they should not have done. The fact is to me, this episode is amazing. It's one of those hidden gems that people just gloss over in when they are looking at other great McCoy episodes. You have a villain who's powerful in her own right, follows a moral code. She's not just an evil for evil's sake. She really has her own ways of thinking. You have a great cast of characters, with the Brigadier returning, Anslin, the new Brigadier Bombera, and her antics. And then you finally also have this sort of message of just this is all that they've been working towards, is mutually assured destruction over a guy, over this god, this deity that they hold in their mind, and all he was dust. He was gone. He's dead. Nothing. So it has that really good, it has a real strong message, a real strong villain, and all in all, just a real fantastic episode all through. Rainiac, your turn.
Okay. Thank you for saying I can go next. So yeah, I too really like this one, and I think Hidden Gem is a perfect way to describe it. Because this is one of the few McCoys I hadn't seen yet. And I'm so glad I finally rectified that, because it's really good. Brigadier Bombera is a badass, and it's a shame she didn't come back. She was going to come back if they made the next series, I believe. But that script obviously never got written in the end, or never got filmed. It's good to see the Brig back. It's always good to see the Brigadier Livery Steward back, of course. He's a fantastic character in his own right. I love the relationship between Doctor and Ace that is really showing how it's going here. And yeah, all right, we then have the Curse of Fenwick, which nearly destroys it, but it's to tear it down to build it back up. But here, I really like how they are together, and I love Arthurian legend. So it's like this episode was written for me. And this is how you do Arthurian legend in Doctor Who. It's not like the Robot of Sherwood thing where, okay, the legend actually was a real person who's become a legend because he was forgotten about. No, here we have the knight come from another dimension, and it's so gonzo, and I absolutely love it. And they have like real characters from the legend in there, like Morgan Le Fay or Morgaine and Mordred. But then they have Anselin, who is not a real character. They deliberately made a new character just for this. He's apparently the son of Sir Gawain, who was a knight of the Round Table. It's just fantastic. I cannot recommend watching this one enough.
Beautiful. Kat, do you want to go next or last?
Also, he's the son of Fontaine, not Gawain.
I thought it was Gawain, but
No, it's Fontaine.
okay.
So, Kat, do you want to take last or next?
I'll Rochambeau you for it.
I think I'll pass on that.
Good choice. I'll go since it's your choice next, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So I agree. This is a fantastic episode. Serial. As I've already said, it's definitely the Flux done better. So that's a really great thing to be able to come back to. All the characters are fantastic. There's not really anybody here who I can say is bad or who I dislike. Ace is always fantastic. The Seventh Doctor is always fantastic. Second favorite Doctor, than after Colin Baker, for obvious reasons. But this is just fantastic, and it also helps, apparently, bridge the gap between goofy fun Doctor and the soon-to-becoming manipulative Doctor. And I think that it's perfect here because it shows both the goofy fun side and also the manipulative side that's going to be coming up. I wouldn't say this is a perfect episode because there are some things that, we've already talked about that aren't great in it. But this is probably as close to perfect as I think you could get.
Well said. So for me, yeah, it's a hit all around the board because, I am, McCoy is my favorite classic Doctor, and I pretty much love every McCoy story, and so I really love Battlefield. It is a stellar, a hidden gem, as you say. It's not up there in conversation with your Remembrance of the Daleks or your Curse of Fenwick, but it probably should be. It's really good. And I mean, especially coming off of Flux, an episode with strong political overtones and good characters and good writing and actual themes that resonate with the real world is such a fucking relief. So you've got all these great characters, you've got all these take charge, strong female characters like Bambera doing shit, and Morgaine is a very interesting antagonist who has an actual ethical worldview that you can make sense of rather than something like, say, you like things existing and people being alive? I don't, for reasons. Which is literally, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Morgaine, on the other hand, you actually get a sense of her as a character and her value system and all that. You've got, and well, here's the thing with it. It does trade on Pertwee era nostalgia 19 years or so after the fact. It's like, hey, look, it's the Brigadier, like you remember from 1971. And hey, look, it's Bessie. But Battlefield is not an episode that just straight up has nothing to it beyond remember 1971 when the show was good? Because it has these things, but it also actually has themes and characters and allegories that make it stand on its own. Because I watched this in 2010. I had no idea. I was just getting the classic who. I had no fucking idea who Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart was. So I was just like, oh, it's this old guy coming out of retirement. And the story was a winner for me because, it had other stuff going for it beyond reminding me of another show that I hadn't seen. Because he's got the theme of battle and honor in battle and mutually assured destruction and all this other shit that's going on. It's just a really rich story, and it is up there as one of the best McCoy stories in that limited little 12-story window. But my God, it's a winner. Definitely seek it out if you haven't already. Thumbs up. Yeah.
Thumbs up all around then.
Yeah?
So, one could say that we are a round table of thumbs up.
Oh, good lord.
So next time I believe it is me, and I think we should get festive, shall we say.
Oh boy.
Get into the holiday season, get into the spirit. I'm just going to say it. You might think I'm going one way, but I'm going a different way for a little bit of variety. Next time on Doctor Who Reviews, it's Matt Smith in A Christmas Carol.
This is exactly what I thought you'd pick.
Yay! Matt
I figured you were expecting me to pick the Snowmen because Jenna Coleman, but then I thought, we've done a lot of 11 Clara with Rings of Akatan and the Crimson Aura and all. We really haven't talked about Amy and Rory in a long time, have we?
Wait, hang on. You don't want to talk about Clara? Who are you? You are not Frezno.
Who are you and what have you done with Frezno?
It's Raven Beak, oh no!
Oh no!
Raven Beak, I mean, even though Raven Beak is incredibly cool and ripped and could review every Clara episode in a second.
That's exactly what a Raven Beak would say.
But no. I wanted to get an Amy and Rory story, and this is this is one of the I'd say probably might be the best Matt Smith holiday story. I mean, out of the four you've got to pick, I mean, you've got the Snowman, and then you've got Dr. Winter in the Wardrobe, which would be, shall we say, interesting to go
Bad.
back to, and Time of the Doctor, which is basically just silence time.
Let's just. You've been done, aka bad.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
What was that about Dr. Widow in the Wardrobe?
I don't know. I haven't
Oh,
gone back to it.
do you like
yet,
that
so
story, Mike?
It has some things in it that I like. Yes.
Let me change that. Good.
That's what we call a take.
That's what
The
we call.
11th Doctor is in it, and that's all I can say that's nice about the Doctor, the Widow, and the
That's what we
Wardrobe.
call a back pedal.
See, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, I am the guy who said Twin Dilemma is 5 out of 10.
Excuse you, Twin Dilemma is 5 out of 7. Get it right.
Yeah. Come on, Mike. You've been in it 2 hours now. You should know by now. It's 5 out of 7.
But yeah. Matt Smith, Christmas Carol. It's the first 11th Doctor Christmas story, and it's arguably his best one. So, look forward to that.
It's 5 out of 7 Ravenbeak. The other two are off being awesome.
Rainiac, where can you find us four lovely people?
Well, you can find us 4 lovely people on Twitter at Reviews Doctor. Well, 3 and Mike, because Mike's not actually part of that Twitter account. But yeah, the podcast is at Reviews Doctor. You can find us individually. Mike's at MichaelWhovian. Jerry's at Freezing Inferno. Ket's at Concave Usurper. And I myself am at Rainiac Damaniac. Mike, do you have anything to plug?
No, I don't have anything to plug. I know Kat does.
I have something to. Wow, I have something to state. Is that you are a Demon Among Us player and never play him in Among Us because he'll kill you 5 times when you hit the floor.
It's Cat, you vented.
There's 2 hawks.
Rain, I have a gut feeling that I should promote something. So, if you're listening to this, we as of this recording, which is December the 14th, not February the 14th. That's Valentine's Day. I'm in the middle of the Fresmas. We're probably like on day 5 or 6 of Fresmas, so halfway through. So you can head on to twitch.tv/freezinginferno in the evenings to catch hopeful Fresmas streams. Tonight, the 14th, we're playing MichaelWhovian's Choice.
Yay!
Hey.
Yay!
Which I'm not going to say what it is, but it's very on brand for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hey!
So, Kat, do you have anything to plug since Mike asked?
I do have something to plug. Give me money. But no, not really. The thing I actually want to plug is I'm going to try to start streaming again. I'm going to try to have Among Us with these guys and some other people on weekends whenever we possibly can. And something I also want to do is that I'm probably going to already start this, but I'm going to try to go ahead and stream the game Inscription.
I've been hearing about this lately.
Yes. In fact, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go do that.
I
nice.
saw
I'll be done before your stream.
I saw Dodger, Dex Bonus stream that, and Mega G will stream that, some of it. That game takes a turn.
Boy.
Oh yeah, I'm very
So,
interested.
Kat, when are you going to
That
get
game
back?
takes multiple turns.
So, Kat, when are you going to get back to Dark Souls?
When I can find my controller, which I still haven't found.
That's a
dear.
valid answer. So, Rainiac, if there's nothing else, say goodnight.
All right. Well, first thing we should do is to thank our guest,
Thank you, Mike.
who has been a really good sport here.
And, I mean, he's only watched every episode the past year or so, so fucking, like, you know our brand by now. You're used to it. You're immersed in this shit.
Yeah, I actually am the one who did the playlist of all the episodes.
Yes, he is.
Hey, we got a playlist. Wow. Hot damn.
Well, technically we've got 3 of them because
Yeah,
I did 2 as well.
I just forget to update mine, but
It's okay. We do it for you.
the sad thing is she's not kidding.
Yes, thanks, Mike, for coming on. It was a fun discussion about good McCoy, and we got a lot of memes out of it. Ravenbeak would approve.
No, I'll just leave you with Monokuma.
Ah!
Oh, God. It's great.
Shout out to
Brainiac's
Beepsel.
taking
Oh my god.
That was certainly a loud clip. I hope that doesn't get copyright claim. Brainiac, say goodnight.
You know it well. Good night. Thank you to Mike.
Good night, Rainiac.
Thank you to Mike, Frezno, and Kat for discussing Battlefield with me. It was a lot of fun. Thank you to you, the audience, for listening to us talk about Battlefield. We hope you have fun. I'm off now to get some ice cream because my arm hurts like hell from having the booster dose. And we'll see you next week for a festive time in A Christmas Carol.
Jing! Until then, bye for now.
Until then,
Bye.
Ravenbeak. Bye.
Bye.
Call.
And part 2 reveals that the one leading the bad knights who are about to kill everybody is and this is a shocker considering we've already had Excalibur and Mordred. Fuck, I gave away the punchline there. Let's high blooper reel to that, and we'll rewind that.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Shall we start?
Yeah, here.
Yes.
Battlefield. Right. 3. Hang on a bit. In my throat. There's something in my throat. I'm just gonna clear it.
Okay, ready to.
3. Throw up. 2.
Very impressive.
See, fusion kind of makes sense. It's like, oh no, it's an Omega Metroid, even though you destroyed like 20 of them in
In the second game, yeah.
In 2 games ago, yeah. But then again, I guess you were also like you're still underpowered from the whole fusion experience.
And then the X parasite, which you've been fighting for the entire game, suddenly turns up and goes, I will offer myself as tribute now.
Both times.
Battlefield.
Battlefield. I mean, we could just talk about Metroid Fusion for 2 hours instead. I'm up for that.
I mean,
We can
I
talk
already
about
did,
Ravenbeak for 2 hours.
I already did that last